Right, so a little bit extra work. So as you can see, I've had to take the plasterboard back down from the roof and the slope. Take the 50mm insulation off. I've had to take the 100mm out of this one. Put my marks on my board there. Need to cut that out about 25mm to put in the vent for the bathroom. So the plan is the vent will exit. Use that there, that round spigot, 100mm. It'll terminate somewhere around here into the space. Ducting will go up, across, and then basically it will exit vent out of my overhang here somewhere, just with a, basically a gauze finisher on there. So that's what I'm up to. It looks a lot of work. It's not really. Yeah, it is what it is. So just got to get done. I'll get all that done and get it put back together, and then I can continue with the framework. Then framework's over there, as we can see. So happy Friday, dilly dilly. Right, I'm having a second thought on this. Probably a little bit easier as well, to be fair. Right, so I could continue to do it this way, where it goes, basically the extractor will connect to that via a flexi 100mm diameter flexi tube. It'll go up, connection, down, cut a 100mm hole, diffuser at the end, job's a good one. Or I could pull out this 100mm insulation in between the rafters, drill a 100mm hole through, and that's where that'll connect. And rather than that going that way, it goes that way, and it'll come out. I would just have to cut a 25mm by 204mm, I think it is, whatever, 225mm I think that is. So basically cut out a rectangle to allow that to protrude through the fascia board, and therefore the exit would also be covered by the gutter. So I can just put a little gauze terminator on the end, something similar to, let's have a look. Here's one I prepared earlier, so just something similar to that, nice and thin. So where it terminates on the fascia board, I put one of them on in white, obviously. Put the gutter back on, and that's going to hide that. And that's pretty much it. So it would go up and straight down. So therefore as well, with it being a bathroom, it's going to be high condensation. So rather than it having to push condensation, basically steam up, and then potentially it turns into condensation and runs back down, it's going to go up and naturally run straight out. So on that basis, I do think that is the much better option. I'm just going to have to go next door, that's all, take the gutter off and cut a little bit of the fascia board out to allow that to protrude, and then cut my 100mm hole. Right, let's get on with that then, dilly dilly. Well, that worked out fantastic. So I've cut the aperture, as we can see, and that is the gutter. So it's bang on exactly where the guttering is. So at some point I will, go behind and put even if it's just a bit of gauze on, just to stop the insects getting in. But yeah, other than that, absolutely bang on. That's just saved a whole load of work, that, and a bit of money as well. I can send some of the stuff back. So yeah, so I've just got to mark out now on the 100mm insulation where I need the hole drilling. Bore out the 100mm just through the insulation, take some of them out, and that's it. So I'll have to fit this in situ. I've got some metal straps, so I can get this strapped across, put in situ, and then just push the insulation up against it, because obviously once I push it up I won't be able to push the ducting out. So I've got to put that in place first and then put the insulation on. Right, dilly dilly. So there's me 100mm hole cut. In the right place, hopefully. Yeah, my aperture's cut. I've temporarily joined the duct into that. I say temporarily because once I get it all set, I'll be bonding that with sealant and then duct tape around as well. I've duct taped this under there, which is spot on, so that'll not come off again. That's fine, on nice and tight. So we're just going to now lift this up onto here. Just doing this one-handed. Put me slinky in there. Go on, get yourself in. And that is it. Now, I've actually already done this and I measured that. That's not quite long enough, so I am going to have to buy another basically connector and add about another, probably 100mm or something, and that's about it. So I'm having to pay for another length of this, but hey ho, it is what it is. I've still got something to take back. So rather than using 4, I'm only using 2. So that's me slinky out there. So yeah, get that put in position. The slinky will be out about there, and then I've got to come through another 50mm of insulation and then through the plasterboard, and that'll bring that vent slinky into the place where I need it. Right, happy days, time to get cleaned up, dilly. Right, that's that job finished off. Well, to the point where I can put all of the insulation back on, plasterboard, etc. So you can see there I've got exiting, silicon sealed it all the way around. Good seal, metal strip across here to support it. Again, put the sealant inside all the joints and then duct taped it, so it'll set and basically it'll never move. It's nice and watertight as well. And obviously duct tape that on, which is a good tight fit anyway, but duct tape just to make sure, because once this is on, it's never coming off again, or it shouldn't. Certainly not in my time anyway. Now we have new ready to be threaded through. I really only need probably about that much, so the rest will be cut off, and I don't know, probably put in my spares box or something for a later date. Yeah, so very happy with that. Much easier job. Took all the other parts back as well that I didn't need, so I've got a bit of a refund, which was a bonus. So did a little bit remedial work I don't know where I didn't need to do, but hey ho. You get your second ideas and sometimes they're the best. Right, get this put back together, dilly. Right, so I've got everything back together, as we can see. Put the frame in, and happy days, I now have a vent exactly where I need it. I will be putting a little bit of a false sealing in there, just to flatten it off on that bit, so I can fit everything flush, the extractor, couple of lights, etc. So that is job well done. I've fixed all the frame in place, so it's all plumb, screwed to the floor. So I'm just continuing now with the framework, get the noggins in. Yeah, then I can start plasterboarding again and get it all finished off. I've got enough plasterboards now, 15 to complete the job, and then it'll just be the plaster then. Yeah, so that's where I'm up to at the moment. I've got to get the self-leveler done this weekend as well, and start in preparation for the floor tiles next weekend. Dilly. Well, it's all the boarding done. Well, less one. I was one board short to get finished off. I've still got all the edging to finish off and scrim tape. But other than that, she's done. Toilet and shower room. Bit of a storeroom at the moment. This is where I'm a board short. So I'll cut a length off there and then the other bit will finish off that. There's my vent. Ready to accept the extractor. Yeah, so happy with that. On to the next challenge, which will be the floor. Tiling all the way through. Get in, dilly dilly.